I never said anything about
That is absolute rubbish, right? Oh, it's rubbish, Danders, and you know it. What do you mean, why is it rubbish? Hang on, no, wait a minute. You agreed, right? No, you're a liar. You agreed to pay.
I did not.
Now you pay, all right? Come on, boys.
That's enough of that, that'll do.
No, it won't do. Right, I've had about all I can take from him. Just have a look at him.
Please,
He's guarding.
George, you'll make yourself ill, won't
Now,
you?
Rule is right. Rule is right there, George. You take a couple of deep breaths, you calm yourself down, then you tell me what your problem is this time.
This fence, right? I built it to keep out his weeds. Now, he agrees he's going to pay half. Now he won't pay.
Mine plays tricks. Very sad. The old fence was fine by me. Rustic. Rambling.
Rustic. You're a bloody liar. Calm down.
Dad, stop at the neighbours.
Let them all look, right? I want them all to know what he's like.
Do yourself a favour there, George. Shut up, will you? Or I'll charge you with offensive behaviour. Now, you got a problem here. It's not going to be solved by name-calling. You take it to mediation. If that doesn't work, you get yourself a couple of solicitors.
Oh, we fork out for a couple of solicitors.
Yeah, because it's your problem. You don't reach an amicable agreement here, you'll be in a lot of strife, both of you. So both of you go back to your kitchens, you finish your breakfast, you have a think about it.
Please, George.
You better pay.
Two households, both alike in dignity, from ancient grudge break to new mutiny. Shakespeare.
Shakespeare wrote a play about a fence dispute.
Too right he did, even down to the star-crossed lovers.
You've lost me.
The kids, the teenagers, Ross and Helen, Romeo and Juliet.
So?
You see, this is why you're not going to get anywhere in this job, Coop. You're a bloody Philistine.
Nah, mate, I'm going for Essendon.
Makes you worse than a Philistine.
Ah, yeah, right.
Your parents were worried about you.
I turned 18 last week. I can take care of myself.
If you're still at school. Now, is that where you got the dope from? Thank you.
No go.
Joking.
Is that the third one we've picked up? I've never known there to be so much pot about. Somebody's got to be selling it at the high school.
Oh, pity none of the kids will talk to us.
Have you tried thumb screws?
Nah, too messy.
Well, what about a stakeout?
Anything to get the plane closed, Doyle?
That's not such a bad idea. Just make sure you talk to the school first. Anybody wants me, I'm down the pub.
Bit early, isn't it?
Oh, funny.
Where's the fire?
At the pub, it will be when Chris finds out what he's doing.
Why, what's he planning? A wet t-shirt competition or something?
Worse, the Mount Thomas Festival of the Arts.
Oh, yeah, and which phone box do they hold that in?
Oh, don't let the bossy talk like that. He's running the art competition this year.
Oh, Nick, sounds up your street.
Thank you very
You
much.
guys for verse speaking, Shakespeare a specialty?
What?
Give us a bell, Nick.
Fair enough. There was a young man from Nantucket whose...
Yeah, but can't you find somewhere else?
Not at such short notice, Chris. Come on, it's only the dining room.
Yeah, but the judging's on Saturday. That's when we serve more meals than the rest of the week combined.
Look, give my last chance, please, Chris. Good one. You're a mate. You're a mate. I knew you'd do it. The Rotary Club committee'd have my guts for garters.
Ah, the authentic smell of the classic country pub.
We're not open yet, mate.
Bar, the tables, the ambience, perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Excuse me?
You, I take it, are mine hostess. Patrick Munro. I'm here to judge the painting competition.
Oh, right.
Now, if you would show me to my accommodations, perhaps a small aperitif before lunch.
Sure.
Righty, I just want to calm down and give us the address.
Got it all sorted out, boss?
I beg your pardon?
You know, the art thingy.
The art thingy, Cooper, as you so elegantly put it, has been sorted out. It's going to be held at the Imperial. What the... Simon Brophy, how did I get it?
G'day, Sergeant
Our
Croydon. How are you?
schoolyard pusher.
Simon?
Yeah, I caught him red-handed.
No, it's not mine, Sergeant Croydon, honest.
All right, Simon, you know the
Straight
way.
through, mate.
Oh, Adam, come on. Got to break in a weekender on Fraser Street.
Never seen it before in my life. Honest,
It was in
Mr.
the
Hatch.
dumpster where you threw it, Simon.
I didn't put it there.
So why did you run?
Because you were chasing me, man.
Look, we get a bit grumpy with people who deal drugs to school kids, you know?
I don't do that. I don't.
So how do you pay for your supplies, then?
I'll grow my own. Well, I used to before the old biddy next door rang the cops on me.
Well, nobody rang us, Si.
No. It was one of them dob-inner druggy lines. Poor Sid and Nancy never knew what hit them.
Sorry, Sid and Nancy.
Oh, two of the finest dope plants I ever grew. They were just about ready to head too, you know. Cut off in their prime.
So, Simon, now you're smart selling to school children.
I wouldn't do that.
So you won't mind if we have a sniff around your house then, will you, Mr. Brophy?
Oh, you could turn me place upside down if you like. You won't find anything there. I'm clean, Mr. Hasham.
And nothing had been taken.
That's what the owners said. When they left, the place was in a mess, and when they came back, it was spick and span.
Yeah, not only that, there was a whole lot of fresh groceries. Carton of milk, some cheese, some fruit.
So what's going on?
I've got a clue, mate.
So, do these owners seem reliable?
Yeah, they seem all right to me. How you going, Ril? Everything all right?
Far from it, Nick.
I don't understand. What is it you think your husband might do?
You saw him this morning. If you hadn't come, I think he would have hit Benny.
Well, he hasn't so far.
But it's getting worse. He talks about nothing else. He's so house-proud. It's making him sick. And now this fence, he'll end up with a heart attack.
So what do you want us to do?
If you could talk to Benny privately, he said he'd pay his share and he probably just forgot.
Well, strictly speaking, it's none of our business.
But if he would pay something, it would help a lot, please.
Oh, just the second and third lines there, mate. I, Q...
You won't tell George I was here, will you?
Don't you worry, Ruler. This is strictly between you and us.
Thank you, Sergeant Croydon.
All right, thanks.
So what do you reckon?
No, it's pretty heated.
Yeah, different from the usual blues?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it was about the fence.
So what was it about?
Romeo and Juliet?
What? Good on you, Adam. Young Ross and Helen. I think there's something going on, and Ruler's got an idea about it, but George doesn't know.
What makes you think that?
Oh, the way she was looking at them this morning.
Well, none of our business, is it?
What do you mean? Well, if George is going to crack it over a fence, what's he going to do when he finds out his daughter...
Come on, Nick, this isn't old Verona. Let's just stick to the problem at hand. A bit of conflict resolution, eh? So no go at Simon's?
No, not even a roach. We have to let him go.
You've still got the bag of grass, the evidence, haven't you?
He threw it in the school dumpster before we caught him. We didn't see him do it, so we can't establish possession.
The day Simon gives up Dave is the day the boss gives up Lamington's.
But selling, Simon?
You know what they say, desperate times?
Well, if Simon's our schoolyard pusher, somebody else is backing him.
What, do you think someone's growing locally?
What do you reckon?
A plantation, well, there's enough of it about.
Simon's taxing them.
Taking his profits in grass.
Well, if that's right, we keep tipping Simon over.
All right, keep the pressure on. He might just lead us to our source.
Hey, boss, I've got Betty Danders here. Do you want me to deal with it?
No, I'll go. A different face might help.
I've got just the use for this. Thank you very much.
Mr. Munro, settling in, I hope?
Yes, indeed. In fact, I've just discovered an excellent burgundy tucked away in some dusty corner. Perhaps you'd care to join me later on.
I don't think that Roderick actually...
Oh,
wanted
nonsense,
burgundy,
Sergeant. What is an arts festival if not a celebration of the better things in life?
Penny.
Nice pram, that, eh? Strolls in the park, sleeping bubba, sunlight glancing through the trees. You interested, Sergeant?
Well, my daughter might be. How much?
Make me an offer.
Actually, I came to see you about something else.
Ah, the little stoush this morning. Neighbourly conflict. It happens.
Yeah, well, it'd be better if it didn't, especially when it's bad enough to involve us.
Well, the first thing I knew about that fence, it was already there. Appeared overnight, on my honour.
You didn't agree to pay half.
Nor thirds, nor quarters. But if it'll help bring peace, I might consider making a small contribution.
Well, I'm sure that'd help a lot.
Ah, you remember Ross, my son?
Oh, Ross, yeah, how are you?
Yeah.
Grown up since I saw you last.
Yeah, hi. I was just...
Yeah, right. Does his homework back there.
Well, school finished already.
They let him out early on Thursdays. $50?
Sorry?
For the pram. Special offer?
I just don't need it, that's all.
Just thought you might like a bit of a break from that thing.
Well, this thing, as you call it, is helping me bond with my son. He can hear my voice, my heartbeat. Daddy couldn't even see me if I put him in that contraption.
You and Susan had a pram like this. You bonded all right.
Oh, is that why we get on so well? I hadn't realised.
Listen, not everything your mother and I did was completely wrong, you know. I suppose that's how kids get around in Kathmandu, is it?
No, they carry the... Oh, I see. Well, now we're getting round to it. You're ashamed of me.
What?
You're ashamed of your hippie daughter who wants to carry her baby around like a native.
Anna, don't be ridiculous. I never said that I was ashamed
Don't
of
have
it.
to. It's your whole attitude.
Anna,
What?
what am I going to do with this thing?
Grow azaleas in it for all I care.
2 visits in 1 day. Brophy will claim harassment.
Well, we've been told to keep the pressure on.
Brophy? Hey.
Oh, Simon, what happened?
More to the point, who bashed you, mate?
We tried talking to Simon, but he's not saying a thing.
Yeah, well, they think his jaw could be broken. Yeah, very nasty.
So you can't tell who did it then?
No, it's probably got to do with whoever's growing the dope around here.
Well, shouldn't we start looking for a plantation?
Got a ground to cover, Mags.
I've got a great idea there, PJ. What about a chopper search?
Thanks, Nick.
What's the matter, mate?
No, just leave it out.
Nice little helicopter ride, eh, Pete?
I'm off work tomorrow. I'd go up for you.
No, out of you get air wing onto it. Go on.
Nick, I asked to be rostered off tomorrow.
Yes, I saw that in the request book.
Well, you've rostered me on. I've got a lecture.
Well, don't you have lectures at night?
Yeah, I usually do, but I miss one. I need to make it up tomorrow.
No, I'm sorry, not tomorrow, Margaret. Besides, you wouldn't want us to jaunt round the back blocks with Chopper Hashem, would you? They don't provide parachutes, you know that, mate, don't you?
Well, sorry, Sergeant, no cash refunds. I'm happy to give you a credit note, but... Or if something else catches your eye.
Oh, I don't think so. I thought there ought to be a pair of that one I bought yesterday.
You know art, do you?
Just what I picked up from this rosary painting competition.
Yeah.
I really like this.
Of course, if you're interested in nautical themes...
This is Mount Thomas, isn't it? Isn't that down by Dingo Creek?
Yes, I can see that.
There used to be a painter, Claude Hetherington, in the early 1900s. His stuff fetches quite a bit these days.
No signature.
It'd still be worth looking into. Well, how much?
$40 for this, 120 the pair. Though, of course, if that were a Hetherington, it'd be worth a lot more.
Look, I tell you what, keep the extra $10 off the pram as a holding deposit, and I'll get a second opinion.
Will you have someone in mind?
Huh?
For the second opinion?
Oh, yeah, I think I know just the bloke. Isn't it?
The days of making bargain discoveries in country junk shops are long gone, I'm afraid. Picked over years ago. Still, I'd be happy to take a look.
Oh, that'd be fine, thank you. Yeah, there was one other thing. This rosary painting competition, it's supposed to be anonymous, you know?
Oh, naturally, naturally.
Well, it's just that I noticed you're chatting quite freely with some of the painters out there.
Don't worry about that. By Saturday, I'll have completely forgotten who delivered what. Never was much for names and faces. Now, let me buy you the other half. Oh, I seem to have left my wallet upstairs.
That's all right, I'll get it. Len?
Good of you, Sergeant. Very good indeed.
Now, I've got you down day shift Monday, all right?
Who's this for, Maggie?
Well, it's not for me. I mean, you got the boss off running his art shows in pubs. Maggie's got her exams. I'm lucky if I get a real break. So you're down day shift Monday, all right?
All right, I suppose so.
Oh, that's big of you. Thanks very much.
I want to talk to the person in charge.
Well, you've struck him, George. I'm in charge for the moment. What's your problem?
Now, you know the problem. My wife was in here yesterday. Now, I want to know what's going on.
Well, she was just a bit worried things might have been getting out of hand, that's all.
Yeah, all right. Well, maybe I did lose my block for a while. But, I mean, you try living next to Danders. Okay? I mean, the guy's got no honesty. He's got no honour. He's
George,
got...
hey, George. Now, you might chip in some money for the fence. How's that grab you?
How do you know that?
Well, because we had a chat to him, George.
Yeah, well, all right. Well, I don't want charity, okay? I want justice.
Well, good on you, mate. We all want that, don't we? Why not try a bit of tolerance, too? Now, I know the Danders don't live like you guys.
Mate, they live like pigs. Have you ever been inside that place of theirs? I mean, it's worse than that junk shop he runs. I mean, why can't the guy get a proper job?
Well, we all can't be plasterers. George.
Yeah, all right. What's wrong with being a plasterer? I mean, I work hard. I own my own business.
No, mate, no, I didn't mean any offence, George, honestly. Yeah, all I'm trying to say is live and let live. Yeah, think about it. It mustn't have been easy on Benny and Ross since Mrs. Danders left, has it?
Yeah, believe me, I understand that.
Well, why don't you try and be a bit friendlier? Oh, I'm sure Ross and Helen don't have a problem.
What do you mean by that?
Well, they're the same age, aren't they? They go to the same school, must sit in the same classroom, must get on together.
Helen wouldn't have anything to do with him, OK? She knows better than that. And another thing, right? Before you talk to my wife, next time I want to know about it, OK? Is that understood?
Well, you handled that well, mate.
I mean, fair go, Tom. Look at this place. You said the dining room. Where are we supposed to put all this stuff?
Look, I'm sure Patrick will sort it all out. I've got to get back to the station.
Oh, no, you don't. I want you to stay here and sort it out. I cannot get through to that bloke. He treats me like some sort of serving wench.
It'll all be over tomorrow. Just think of that.
Oh.
Here he is now.
Greetings. Two more eager participants. Caught me out the back. What a town, eh? Absolutely overflowing with artistic endeavour. You ought to be very proud, Sergeant.
Oh, yes, I ought to be. Well, I am, of course, but don't you think we should limit this to the dining room?
Art knows no boundaries, dear Sergeant. I've decided to use the bar as well. In fact, Leonard, could you give me a hand over here, please?
Excuse me, I need Leonard to serve the beer. This is a pub, Mr. Munro.
Oh, and a very good one it is, too. Another Pernod, if you please.
See what I mean?
It'll all be over tomorrow. Just hang on to that. I forgot. Did you get a chance to have a look at that painting in the junk shop?
I'm sorry?
The junk shop painting.
Oh, yes, that. I'm very sorry, old chap. Just a copy. I wouldn't waste your money.
You did what?
I broached the subject of Helen and Ross with George. I did it diplomatically, though.
It doesn't sound like it, not from the way you described George's reaction.
Oh, his overreaction. I mean, give him a break. The kids deserve a chance.
We're not running some half-baked dating service. We're supposed to be keeping the peace, not stirring things up.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep the peace. I'm trying to keep a lid on things.
Yeah, well, just don't push it too far.
I'm not pushing anything anywhere. I mean, you see far too many kids screwed up by parents who've forgotten what it's like to be young.
And far too many kids screwing themselves up because they won't listen to good advice.
Get a good look from the chopper, it was nothing.
Like you'd know, you had your eyes shut half the time.
Well, stuff is probably well hidden. I'm not outdoors at all.
Hello there, Thomas.
What, hydroponics, you think?
Possibility.
Or maybe some of the kids at the school know something.
Couldn't hold my breath.
Well, keep asking anyway.
Boss, George Casoulis again. Sounds like he's having a go at his daughter this time. Do you want me to go?
No, Boutros Schultz can go. You go with him, Doyle. He might need a hand.
What's going on, Ruler? Get him right for the door. Right for the door.
You get out of my house, Larry! Just go! Go! Get on again! Shut up!
Crazy, that's all you are!
What's going on, Roller?
Why take me out of my own house?
Roller!
There was a phone call from the principal, Mr. Harris.
I want Roller, not at work!
I hate you so much! She said she'd been stunning at home and it wasn't true. She's been with Ross Sanders. Stupid thing to do.
The man is a monster.
George's bark is worse than his bite. He didn't actually touch the girl, did he?
No. I threw me weight round and he quietened down, but I agree with Maggie. I feel sorry for that daughter of his.
She's wagging school to be with her boyfriend. Maybe George has got a point.
Oh, turning up, humiliating her in front of the neighbours going to do a lot of good. I mean, kids have got rights too, you know.
Sometimes too many.
Mind, eh, Gary?
And it's parents who wear the flak when things go wrong. And this is the voice of experience speaking, believe me.
Boss?
What?
I thought you should know. Ross, my son, I just left him at casualty. He says he fell off his bike, but I think he was bashed.
Told Dad it was my bike.
You fell off it.
Yes.
Come on, Ross. Anybody can see you've been assaulted. Dr. Hamilton confirms it.
Well, then she's wrong.
Why won't you tell us who did this?
Nobody did anything. Came round the corner too fast and skidded on the gravel.
So where's the gravel range?
Look, whoever it was, Ross, you ought to tell us.
The constable's right, Roscoe.
What are you frightened of, mate? Dobbing on someone?
No. How many times? There isn't anyone to dob on.
In other words, you're refusing to say. Any ideas, Benny?
No, he just turned up at the shop. Blood, bruises. Rushed him down here.
All right, we'll talk again later. Perhaps he'll change his mind when he's feeling a bit better. What's wrong?
Well, you're pretty rough on him, weren't you?
Look, he's not doing anybody any favours, not telling us who thumped him, himself included.
You're the sergeant.
That's right. I just drive.
Where are we going?
Where do you think?
What now? Who's called you out this time?
No one's called us out, George. We just wanted to have a bit of a word.
Yeah, I'm busy.
This won't take a minute.
Look, if it's about Helen, I've already
That's about Ross
told-
Danders.
Ross, yeah. And what about him?
We've just come from the hospital. Somebody's given him a pretty fair old going over.
Yeah, well, what's that got to do with me?
We just thought you might be able to throw some light on the subject, George.
Why? I know nothing about it.
You're pretty crook about Helen.
Look, if you're asking me whether I hit the kid or not, okay, the answer's no. Now, will you leave me and my family in peace?
Well, I would have thought it was pretty obvious. I mean, George finds out his pride enjoys playing house with the son of the man he considers the biggest rat bag in town, Benny Danders. So he cracks it, finds Ross, he beats Ross up, then Ross, out of loyalty to Helen, keeps his mouth shut.
That sounds reasonable.
Thank you.
Yeah, except that somehow I don't think it's quite that simple.
Well, you're just saying that because you're on George's side.
I'm not on anybody's side, all right? Do you honestly think George would assault that boy?
Well, it happens, doesn't it? I mean, you know, fathers and daughters.
Yes, I do know about fathers and daughters, thank you.
Boss, Benny Danders is here again.
One of the neighbours, nosy woman, hair curlers, heart of gold, she said that you'd been talking to George. Now, you don't think George had something to do with what happened to Ross, do you?
It was just a routine check.
George, is it possible? I know he gets worked up against me, but Ross?
Well, perhaps he thought Helen and Ross are getting too close.
What?
Nick.
Ross and Helen too close? I certainly hope not.
Why's that?
My son has talent, Mr. Schultz. He could go anywhere. To be tied down? Routine job? Crying children? Crippling mortgage? Disaster.
But you don't know that for sure.
Give you any odds you like. Look at George. Look at Ruler. I want more for Ross than that. I tell you what, if George Katsulas did bash Ross, it mightn't be such a bad thing. Oh, I forgot. I owe you $10.
What for?
For the other painting, the holding fee.
Oh.
Your friend came and had a look at it.
Yeah, he told me the bad news. Oh, I thought I'd take it anyway.
Anyway?
Yeah, even though it's a copy.
No, I'm sorry, it's no longer for sale.
Hang on a minute, what do you mean it's no longer for sale?
I had another buyer.
Somebody else has bought my painting.
The perspicacious Mr. Patrick Munro. He paid me $300 for it on the spot.
Yeah, but I put a deposit on it.
He said you wouldn't be interested anymore. Look, you better sort it out with him.
A possible Hetherington Sergeant. Unsigned, remember?
Oh, I remember all right. I also remember you telling me that it was just a worthless copy.
Did I?
Oh, you certainly did. Then you go out and you buy it yourself at a bargain price.
I paid $300.
Cheap for a genuine Hetherington, as well you know.
If it's the genuine article. I just assumed that you wouldn't want to take the risk. Terribly sorry if I got the wrong impression.
Going to arrest him?
For what?
He's a blatant con artist.
He'd just call it smart business.
Have a look at that.
What is this?
It's his bill, so far. I thought he was supposed to be Rotary's guest.
We said we'd meet his expenses, but this is outrageous.
I know. You sure you don't want to arrest him?
Is that the boss?
Could be.
Now what?
Well, she wants to talk to you about her father.
It wasn't Dad. He didn't bash Ross Danders.
How can you be sure of that, Helen?
Because he's not that kind of person. I know he gets angry and shouts a lot and makes threats, but he would never hurt anybody. Not even us.
Well, perhaps when he found out about you. Perhaps he wanted to warn Ross off.
Well, then he'd be wasting his time, wouldn't he? That would never have worked with Ross. Or me. We love each other. I know that sounds pretty strong, Mr. Croydon, but it's true. Nothing could come between us. We'd die first. I made that clear to Dad, and that's why I got so angry.
Angry enough to give Ross a hiding?
Look, I know for a fact it wasn't Dad.
For a fact? How?
I just do.
Do you mean you know who did assault Ross, Helen?
Look, it wasn't Dad, and that's all I'm saying.
Well?
She's dead scared of her old man.
I mean, you're not saying he put her up.
No, but he's making her life so miserable she's desperate.
I believe her. I think that she knows who assaulted Ross and it wasn't her father.
Well, who was it then and why?
It's too late to worry about it now. I'm going home.
Big day tomorrow, eh? The judging of the Archer. Did you sort out that little problem with the painting, did you?
None of your business.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh. Look, I've got to... What? Yeah, look, sorry, my sergeant's calling me. I've got to go. Yeah, right. Thank you. Bye. Sorry, mate, I think she'd had a few. Have you got the holiday book?
Yes. Look, I'll do that. You grab your stuff and go, because I feel like I see myself.
All right, eh?
What's the name there?
Mrs. Davenport, Mr. and Mrs. 24 Fraser Street.
We did that yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, the burg where nothing was taken.
That's right.
Mrs. Davenport told me she's turned over a new leaf.
Has she?
No more leaving the key under the pot plan.
Good on her.
Amazing, eh? Anyone can just walk in there and use the place as their own private motel.
Well, Ross, why don't you tell me about Fraser Street?
What?
Come on, you know, a little weekender on Fraser Street. The place where you and Helen go to play house when you should be at school.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's the way George thumped you.
He didn't thump me.
You can trust me, you know. I'm on your side, yours and Helen's. Well, the least you can do is tell me about Fraser Street. It was you and Helen using it, wasn't it? You and Helen. You've been using it for some time, hadn't you? During the week because you knew the people who owned it had the habit of coming up on Saturdays. What happened, eh? They come up early. And you only had just enough time to get out. That's why you left the stuff in the fridge.
We saw their car outside and we went back to school. Look, it's not Helen's fault. I'm the one who persuaded her, all right?
You don't want to tell me anything about your bruising?
No.
Why not?
Because it's really heavy, all right? Don't you understand? I don't want Helen hurt.
We can protect you, mate.
No, I'm not saying any more. I can't.
Turning out the lights now, Mr. Munro?
Look, in fact, I'll get them if you like.
Admiring your ill-gotten gains, eh?
Come now, Miss Riley, I'd hardly describe it as that.
Oh, what you did to Tom Croydon was pretty low.
Maybe so, but a painting like this deserves to be in the hands of a connoisseur, not some provincial gendarme. Look at that brushwork, the character in those trees. Look at the...
A beer can. Look.
The what?
Look, there's a beer can.
It's quite impossible. The Golden Season school dates back to the... It's a fraud. I've been conned.
Thursday, that's right, yeah.
But it'd be
Friday as well.
difficult to keep it quiet, wouldn't it? A crop of spiky
thanks,
plants in your lounge room.
No, we're not talking about your ordinary suburban semi. We're talking about some out-of-the-way shack.
Oh, and there wouldn't be too many of those around here, would there?
Here we go. Here's the list.
And where'd you get this from?
Haven't you heard of the 5 Ps?
No, I can't say that I have.
Planning and preparation prevent.
Poor performance.
Yeah, I rang Celia Donald.
Now, this is going to tie us up for days. You sure there's not a shortcut?
Like?
Maybe talking to Simon again?
You saw him. He's scared witless. All he could go on about was how heavy it was. I mean, he's not going to start opening up now. Huh? I said he's not going to start opening up.
No, about it being heavy. That's what Ross Danders said.
I didn't realise it in you, Simon.
No, heavy. That's the word Ross Danders used, heavy.
Anyway, well, you lost me.
Will you pay attention, mate? Look, they're talking about their assaults. You've got 2 heavy assaults. You've got a hidden dope crop. You've got
some kids who break into empty houses.
Well, and you reckon they're all linked?
You're not the only one who can join the dots together, mate. It's a trail of evidence.
You call that a trail, do you?
No, hang on. He might have something that you don't.
Well, yeah. Look, I've got real work to do. You coming with me?
No, I'm going to stay here and have a serious chat with our Romeo and Juliet.
Fantastic.
Now, you going to tell me where you went when you found you couldn't use the Fraser Street place anymore?
Sorry, they just found out. I thought you said you were on our side.
Well, I am, Ross, I am. That's why I want to sort this stuff out.
What do you mean, the Fraser Street house? I mean, what's going... Helen, what's going on?
We were meeting there.
You were meeting there? What do you mean you...
Yeah, it's all right. None of that stuff, mate. None of that stuff. I'll ask you again. What did you do when you turned up at the Fraser Street place and you found the owners had returned? Well, I'll tell you what you didn't do. You didn't go to school, did you? Eh? Because I spoke to the secretary. And she told me you didn't go on Friday either.
So where were they?
Go on, Ross, you going to tell your dad?
Well, we found somewhere else. We thought it was a weekend like the other place.
But it wasn't, mate? Because the occupants came back and they assaulted you.
What? For using their place?
No, Benny, no, to keep them quiet. Because Ross and Helen stumbled onto something they shouldn't have seen. Something really heavy.
You'll go, mate. Hey, Maggie.
You right?
Yeah, got another one here. Think this is what we're looking for?
Indoor garden.
Just there and there, thanks.
You sure those guys aren't going to come after us again?
Well, we'll be opposing bail. Anyway, we've got the crop annual statement. There wouldn't be much point.
We didn't even know the stupid plants were there. If they had let us be, no one would have known.
Finished, can we go now?
Not going anywhere with you.
Listen, I'm your father, right? So you do as you're told.
So, that doesn't mean I have to do what you say.
You will do as you're told.
Hey, take your hands off it.
You stay away from it, right? Okay? You're garbage, you and him.
George, stop it.
Well, they are, and I'm not going to have garbage.
Benny.
What about your daughter?
What about her?
Under control. All right, that's enough. Come on, settle down. My office, both of you. Go on, in you go. Come on, Benny, get in there. Pests.
You sit down over
What's going on?
Family problems.
Yeah, over my dead body. I'll ground her till she's 30.
Oh, I wish you luck.
Ah, she'll come to her senses.
What if you're wrong? What if they decide their futures together?
Out of the question.
I'm glad to see you agree on that much, at least.
Quarter-acre block, clothes hoist out the back, cultural wasteland. That's not how I brought Ross up. Not Ross.
Yeah, and I didn't bring up Alan to starve in some pigsty.
Well, I don't think you've got much choice, not in the end. I mean, what happens if you wake up one morning and discover that you're in-laws?
Yeah, well, I lose a daughter.
And a son-in-law, and grandchildren, maybe even a wife. It's a hell of a lot to pay just because you won't compromise.
No, you tell him to compromise.
Look, I said I'd make a contribution to the fence.
Is that what this is all about, fences and lawns? Who's going to pay for what?
Gristle to the mill of life, surely.
As long as you don't grind your kids up in the process.
Look, that's what I'm trying to protect him from.
Really? Is it Ross you're trying to protect, or is it some idea about what you want for him?
I know what's right for my son, Sergeant.
Hasn't been much evidence of that so far. Not from you either. Do either of you remember the story of Romeo and Juliet?
The bard, of course.
Fairy tales.
We remember what happened to them just because their parents thought they knew best? Look, all I'm saying... Well, I guess it boils down to how much you actually love your children.
What are you saying? That I don't love my daughter?
Oh, I'm sure you love her. The question is, do both of you love your children enough to set your own feelings aside and let them make their own decisions?
So what were you doing at the school then?
I was, thinking of enrolling, yeah.
I didn't realise that horticulture was on the syllabus, mate.
Simon, you're aware that the courts take a dim view of peddling dope to school kids. Now,
I
you
wasn't
like that.
dealing! Oh, all right. If you have to know, I was buying.
All right, so you went to the high school to school, did you?
Well, I was hanging out since getting busted, man. I heard there was some good stuff up at the school and, well, I didn't have nowhere else to go.
So how come you got whacked?
I asked for credit and the silly buggers gave it to me.
G'day. How are we all? Well, there you go. Look at that. Biggest crowd in here since the footy final.
Just compensation for all that aggravation.
Afternoon, Mr. Munro. All set, are we?
Yes, just about.
Yeah, by the way, I hear that Hetherington turned out to be rather more interesting than either of us thought.
Did you?
Great admirer of the Terps, the old Claude, apparently.
Very funny. Perhaps instead of making jokes, you should be charging Mr. Danders with false pretences.
Why? I didn't hear him say the painting was a Hetherington, did you?
Oh, come on, Sergeant. One of the oldest con tricks in the book. Perhaps I should have been more careful. And would have been if he'd tried it on me directly instead of through you.
Just a minute. What are you suggesting?
Well, $300 split 2 ways, a nice little bonus.
Are you insinuating that
I'm
I had
saying
something
nothing.
to do with
I have a reputation to maintain. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll get back to the business in hand.
Hi, Dad.
Anna, what are you doing here?
Well, I like to, you know. Anyway, I thought it was high time Sam was exposed to a bit of culture.
He hasn't been exposed to teething rings yet.
Babies absorb things. The atmosphere.
Cigarette smoke.
You don't approve.
No, of course I approve. I hope it's a real cultural awakening for both of you. Come on, wake up, have a look.
Gary.
So what have I done now? Rode my push bike on the footpath or something?
No, there's someone I'd like you to meet. Come on through.
What is this? Perfect match?
Yeah, something like that. Through there, mate.
Yeah, believe me, Simon, you're doing the right thing.
Oh, I hope so, man.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Are you off, are you? Yeah, I want you to meet someone, if you don't mind. It's Gary Bryce, Simon Brophy.
Oh, g'day, man. How are you?
What is this?
Off you go. Bit rude, mate, not shaking his hand.
Yeah, I'll be washing the stink off for a week, wouldn't I?
You've seen him around, have you?
Not like that. He's been rearranging his face.
Same blokes. You've been scoring off, mate. Oi, wake up to yourself. You want to end up like that, do you? Hey, whacked around?
Look, I've got footy training. Can I go now?
Go on.
Oh, nice try.
Brilliant.
I must say that this has not been an easy decision. The standard of work exhibited has been extremely high, and it shows that talent and artistic spirit are alive and well in Mount Thomas.
Sergeant.
And now to the moment we've all been
Benny,
waiting.
I didn't realise you were an art person.
This year, as well as the grand prize, there will also be a
Yeah, of
first
course.
and second prize.
Ross?
Each of these winners will receive
I thought you should know the
trophy
Katsoulis
and
family
cheque
on the way
from
in.
Mount Thomas
What, the whole clan?
No, yeah, Helen, George and
works.
Ruler.
What do they want?
What do you reckon?
Now to the first prize.
If you can slow him down.
George, don't think it's silly, will you, mate?
Strength and character, one which I believe shows remarkable talent in the making. It goes to number 34, Conflict. With the winner, whoever he or she is, please step forward. Very well done indeed.
I wouldn't if I were you, George.
Congratulations, son.
Gee, thanks.
Danders, George. Now look, will you mind that bloody lawn of yours?
Only if you promise never to do that again.
See you at home.
A present for you, Sergeant. Oh, come on, take it.
All right, but I insist on paying for it. $40, wasn't it?
Enjoy your little triumphs, don't you, Sergeant?
Oh, I'm enjoying this one.
Well, no hard feelings then?
Well, I wouldn't go quite that far. It was Ross, wasn't it?
Sorry?
Who painted the Hetherington?
I didn't say it was a Hetherington, Mr. Croydon. You did.
But Ross painted it, didn't he?
Imitation. Sincerest form of flattery. Common practice in all art schools. How painters perfect their craft. Not a crime.
Provided it's clear that it is an imitation.
In this case, very clear, surely.
What do you mean, the beer can?
So you found it.
Mr. Munro found it.
Mr. Croydon, be fair. I didn't pressure you to buy that painting. You found it by the merest chance.
Benny, people root around in junk shops all the time. If it hadn't have been me, it would have been somebody else.
Bit hit and miss, wouldn't you say?
Perhaps that's what makes it so clever.
Oh, you're early. Hold Sam for me.
Yeah, sure, just a sec. Oh, come here, mate. Oh, Sue, what do you think of the art world, eh? Oh, not a lot.
No, he liked the winning painting, but he's more of a nudes man himself,
Is that right?
Hey, Dad, about the other day, well, about the pram.
As a matter of fact, I've been giving that some thought too, and whatever you want's fine by me.
Oh, that's good. Because I might have changed my mind.
You're trying to tell me you want it back again.
Oh, if you don't mind.
What about bonding? Hearing your heartbeat?
No, I'll still use the sling. It's just that, well, after carrying him around the art show all afternoon, he is a bit heavier. And I thought maybe a pram wouldn't be such a bad idea.
I've already returned it.
Well, do you think you could get it back?
Benny Danders is going to think I'm a deal, isn't he? Yeah?
Sorry. Hey, you don't really hate me, do you?
I'll have to give that some thought.
Hey, Helen's that you? What's up?
It's Ross. He's nothing but a conniving bastard.
Oh, sorry. You've had a bit of a lover's tiff, have you, kid? Ah, you'll be right. Happens to the best of us. Don't worry, you'll be back together before you know it.
Yeah, with him in London and me here.
What do you mean, London? What are you talking about?
He has applied for some fancy art school over there.
Oh, well, good on him. Go and have a bit of fun, go visit him. So will he be finished before you can do that?
It is a 3-year course, and he is nothing but a user.